Hey guys, it's MX Reloaded again, and today we're going to be talking about kind of a wish list for Battlefield 4. Um, just kind of the stuff that you want to have in it, maybe stuff that I want removed from this game. And first thing I'm going to start out with is kind of tactical nades. Um, Now this could be all sorts of stuff. I mean, I know this is a little similar to COD, which a lot of you probably won't like, but it's something that's kind of I think would be good because they had in previous Battlefields they did have tactical nades. In Battlefield 2, one of the DLCs, well actually it wasn't actually DLC back then, it was just an expansion pack, had flashbangs, and just the initial game had smoke grenades. Uh, One of the kind of like add-on mods had all types of grenades. And that's stuff that would be really nice to have. A flashbang would be great to have, in my opinion. But probably just toned down because the ones in Battlefield 2 were pretty powerful. Yeah, that's kind of my view on that. Grenades would be real nice to have. Some new game modes. My favorite game mode, I've played a lot of Battlefield in my time. I haven't played much of 1942, but of all the Battlefield game modes, the one that I liked the most was Titan gameplay. And if for those of you that don't know, this is kind of basically it's from 2142, and it basically what it is it's a game mode where there's a Titan, which is a basically a giant hovercraft sort of I don't even know ship thing that flies in the sky very slowly. If your commander wanted it to move, it would move. And for those of you that don't know, there's a lot of explanation that goes into this, but basically it flew around in the sky, and there were basically posts that you could take, like kind of like objectives, like flags that you would take, and these flags would shoot missiles on I believe a 2-minute interval at Titans, and I forget exactly how many missiles it took to take down a Titan, but it would have shields. And after shields were taken down, which was half the health, then you could board the Titan, and if you wanted to, you could destroy the consoles inside of it with C4. And it wasn't like MCOMs, you walk up, anybody can walk up and set the objective. It's only people that had C4 or rocket launchers and stuff like that could take out the objective. And then that sort of thing. For those of you that need more explanation, just kind of look into it. There's actually videos on YouTube of like how to play Titan mode, so just look up those, and you'll know what I'm talking about. And I think it's really fun because those games had some pretty just like high intensity moments near the very end, especially on 2142 when I used to play that a lot. The maps would be something also that I fixed. And here's another thing is the spawn system. Just randomly spawning in chairs. I'll get more to that later. But maps, I'd like them a little bit more like BC2 and Metro. Here I'm using Metro. I'm using M416, which is what I think is going to be the new best gun in the assault class. It's not bad right now either. But yeah, I'd like to be a little bit more like Bad Company, because Bad Company had a little bit more, especially for Rush. They had awesome maps for Rush. Not very good maps for Conquest, but awesome Rush maps, and I would like a little bit more of those. I think that Bad Company made it very well. They made it so that it was really balanced on a lot of them. I think that some maps like Metro Rush, the first set of objectives are just made so terribly that it's just like ridiculous. And Metro, I like Metro because it's probably one of the most skillful maps. There's not really any way that you can really get, they can't really flank you that easy. It's pretty straightforward, this map. And then there's DLC. Like, there have been a lot of DLC variants, Battlefield 3 is going to have its armored kill, close quarters, Karkin sort of thing going on. But what I kind of want is actually more like the Bad Company 2 DLC, where it was, Vietnam, that sort of thing. and I think that if they did it so that it was like, you know, they could have a 2142 perhaps remake, I guess. Because I've been seeing a lot of comments like all over. I'm surprised at the number of people that played 2142, because I'll keep saying wait, like they'll see, you know, Battlefield 4 and they're like, wait, what happened to 2143? You know, stuff like that. That and Bad Company 3 were both games that perhaps they could have another Vietnam or maybe even a World War II sort of expansion for Battlefield 4. I'm not sure if that would tie in any way, but that'd be nice to have. It'd just be a fun element to add to the game. That'd be nice to have, I guess. Some stuff that I want removed is scope sway. Scope sway, I think, is kind of, I mean, it's good, but I don't think they allow you to hold your breath for as long as I would like, I guess. And that's something that kind of gets on my nerves sometimes, especially since I came from Bad Company 2. And Bad Company 2, I guess they have some tiny amount of scope sway, but it's like so unnoticeable that really, I mean, it hardly makes any difference. I'd like suppression to be removed because I just find no point to it. It doesn't really add any skill into the game, and it just ruins the recon class pretty much. And the spawn system, I hate getting spawned on by random people that just spawn on you. You know, it just really annoys me all the time. I will go and shoot someone or run up to someone, and then their teammate will spawn on them. Or in close quarters, there's a lot of situations where I've gotten spawn trapped in Ziba Tower. You just spawn and pretty much get trapped. Alright, what else? Classes. I would like classes. Here's an example of the spawn thing. I knife him, his teammate spawns on him, kills me. That's just how Battlefield 3 spawns work. Another thing I would like is the classes. I'd like the classes like recon and support to be improved. In previous Battlefields, they were a little bit more balanced. In 2142, they were balanced fairly well, but the engineer class is the best of them all. Because there were a lot of vehicles in that game. It was like armored kill all day in Battlefield 2142, and even in, you know, that was the first one where they introduced 4 classes. Also, an additional thing I didn't really think about earlier is I'd like larger squads. Squads they used to be 6 players could be in a squad, but I think that they should only allow them to spawn on squad leaders, which is also what they used to do. Just because I feel that makes the game a little bit better. Alright, you guys tell me what you think about what should be added. I'm kind of interested to hear ideas, and let's hope that DICE listens to them. Alright, peace out, late.